Welcome to today's Ultimate Explainer. We've got an absolute blockbuster for you today. We are breaking down the monumental clash at AT&T Stadium in Dallas on June 27, 2026, where Argentina took down Jordan 3-1. But you know what the real story is here? Lionel Messi. He delivered a moment of pure high-octane magic with a record-breaking free kick that literally rewrote the history books.
7. I know, it seems like a pretty simple number at first glance, but in the context of global football, this number represents a mind-boggling new reality. Lionel Messi has officially scored a goal in 7 consecutive World Cup matches. I mean, let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a guy on a hot streak. This is a brand new, all-time scoring streak on the single most high-pressure stage in all of sports.
So the crucial point is that this wasn't just another goal to pad his stats. With his sensational 80th-minute strike, Messi finally broke a legendary, decades-old tie that he held with two absolute titans of the sport, France's Just Fontaine and Brazil's icon Jairzinho. They used to share the record for the longest consecutive scoring streak, but as of this match, well, Lionel Messi stands entirely alone at the absolute summit of World Cup history.
Section 1. Rewind to kickoff, setting the stage in Texas. Okay, let's dive into this setup. For Argentina, they had already comfortably beaten Algeria 3-0 and Austria 2-0, making them the undisputed group winners. Because of that cushion, manager Lionel Scaloni made a staggering 9 changes to the starting lineup. This included first-ever World Cup starts for guys like Paz, Simeone, and Senesi. And, maybe the craziest part, Lionel Messi was left on the bench for a World Cup start for the very first time since June 30, 2006 against Germany. On the other side, Jordan was coming off a 3-1 loss to Austria. They were mathematically eliminated, sure, but they stepped onto that pitch deeply motivated, looking for a farewell performance filled with absolute pride.
Let's move to the timeline and see how this builds. Because honestly, the match was anything but quiet while Messi was resting on the sideline. We saw an early strike in the 19th minute, a penalty converted in the 31st, and an incredibly emotional response from Jordan in the 55th. This back-and-forth action created just unbelievable tension before the hero of the day even stepped onto the grass.
Let's zoom right in on that 19th minute opener. After having an earlier attempt in the 8th minute unfortunately flagged for offside, Giovani Celso stepped right back up and netted a brilliantly executed direct free kick. What makes this specific goal so fascinating for our explainer today is that Celso became the very first Argentina player, other than Lionel Messi of course, to actually score in this entire 2026 World Cup. It immediately put Argentina up 1-0 and really set an aggressive tone for the game. And just listen to the emotional weight of Giovani Lo Celso's own words. He said, "I waited a lot for this moment. I dreamed it a lot." You can really feel the immense heart behind that, right? I mean, this was Lo Celso's first ever World Cup start. To finally realize a lifelong dream by scoring a beautiful free kick on the global stage. It's exactly the kind of deeply human, relatable story that makes following the World Cup so incredibly special. Then, things got a little chaotic in the 31st minute. Julian Alvarez launched a powerful header that got deflected over the net by the Jordanian keeper, Abu Laila. The play was halted and a VAR review clearly showed that Alvarez had actually taken a pretty brutal kick to the face during the play. The penalty was rightfully awarded and Lautaro Martínez stepped up to the spot. Cool, calm, collected, he slotted it home, giving Argentina a very comfortable 2-0 advantage.
Section 2. Jordan's resilient fight. A brave farewell.
Shortly after halftime, in the 55th minute, Jordan's absolute refusal to surrender paid off beautifully. Ehsan Haddad delivered this delicious, slicing low cross right into the box, and it was perfectly gobbled up by halftime substitute Al-Tamari. He hammered it home, sparking these wildly emotional celebrations. It was a spectacular comeback goal that suddenly brought the score to 2-1 and injected incredible life and suspense right back into the stadium.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer heart and determination of this Jordanian squad. Keep in mind, this was the first ever World Cup appearance in their nation's history. They found themselves down 2-0 to a literal footballing giant, and they completely refused to throw in the towel. And honestly, the most impressive part, they managed to score a goal in every single match of their tournament debut. That is a monumentally proud exit for a nation making its very first footprint on the World Cup stage.
Section 3. The climax. 80th minute magic.
Let's break down exactly how this dramatic, record-breaking moment unfolded step by step. Step 1.
In the 60th minute, as part of a triple substitution, Messi finally steps onto the pitch, the exact same pitch where he broke another mark just on Monday. Step 2. After an earlier missed free kick, Messi himself is fouled just outside the box, setting up a highly dangerous set piece. And Step 3, the 80th minute. Just 3 days after celebrating his 39th birthday, Messi steps up and drills a perfectly calculated low shot right through a narrow gap in the Jordanian defensive wall. The ball hits the back of the net, his teammates swarm him, and the Dallas crowd erupts into an absolute, deafening roar.
Which brings us to another monumental number, 19. When that ball crossed the line in the 80th minute, it wasn't just about sealing a 3-1 victory for the match. It actively extended Messi's own phenomenal, all-time individual World Cup scoring record to a staggering 19 total goals across his career. He just continues to push the ceiling of what is statistically possible in this tournament further and further out of reach for anyone else.
Now, what's really interesting about this Golden Boot race is his ridiculous efficiency. This historic free kick was his 6th goal in just 3 games, putting him a full 2 goals ahead of his next closest competitor. At 39 years old, his efficiency in front of the goal is as lethal as it has ever been, firmly planting him as the overwhelming favorite to take home the Golden Boot.
So, what is the ultimate takeaway from this 3-1 victory? Well, it officially cements Argentina's flawless completion of the group stage, a perfect 9 points out of a possible 9, 3 decisive, confident wins against Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. They've showcased incredible squad depth, tactical flexibility from Scaloni, and most importantly, they've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Lionel Messi's heavily anticipated last dance is going as strong and as dominant as ever as we head into the knockout rounds.
With Argentina cruising through effortlessly, the group stage drama across the rest of the board is far from over. That leaves us with one massive, lingering question. Who survives the chaotic fallout of the rest of group play? Our next explainer dives deep into the unbelievable Algeria versus Austria 3-3 thriller, a highly controversial match that's already being compared to the infamous disgrace of Giovani. Who advances and who goes home heartbroken? You definitely won't want to miss that breakdown. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join us next time as we unpack the madness. Until then, keep learning and keep watching.